You have waited long enough for this person, and now they are beginning to realize the weight of their actions. The regret they feel is deep and overwhelming, as they look back at how long they made you wait, and how poorly they handled things. They didn't just leave things unresolved, they walked away without giving you the respect of a solid reason or explanation. Now, in a rush of emotions, they are coming back to you with an apology, but it's not just a casual apology. It's filled with the shame they've been carrying for how they treated you and the situation. They regret leaving things in such a messy way, especially without offering you the clarity you deserved. Your person is now prepared to do whatever it takes to make things right. They are ready to fight for the connection they so carelessly let slip away. Part of this deep regret comes from the realization that they made the wrong choices. At some point, they chose the wrong people or situations over you, and they now recognize that those decisions have cost them dearly. They are suffering greatly because of it, perhaps in ways you may not even fully understand. These choices have backfired on them, and they've come to the painful realization that they were wrong. Your person hurt you, but the irony now is that they are the ones in pain. They are crying, emotionally torn, wondering if you will ever accept them back into your life. They fear that the hurt they caused has damaged things beyond repair. They also worry that you might not be willing to listen to them, to hear the feelings they've kept hidden for so long. These are feelings they buried out of fear of being vulnerable, of being open and exposed in a way that they weren't ready for at the time. It wasn't that they didn't care for you, but rather, their own insecurities and wounds held them back from expressing their true emotions. Now, they're grappling with the consequences of their silence, and they are desperately hoping you'll give them the chance to open up, to finally speak the words they were too afraid to say before. Your person knows they've been inconsistent. They understand that their unpredictable and unreliable behavior is the reason why you've pulled back your energy. They've noticed how you've distanced yourself, how you've grown quieter, perhaps even colder. In their heart, they are still loving you, but they are doing it from afar because they don't know how to approach you after all that has happened. The pain they are feeling from this distance is unbearable. Every day without communication is a reminder of the mistakes they made and the time they wasted. They can feel the emptiness of your absence like a heavy weight on their chest, suffocating and relentless. As they reflect on their life now, your person is uncomfortable. They are stuck in a messy, complicated situation, and the one thing they know for sure is that they need you. They need your emotional support, the warmth and understanding you always offered so generously. They have come to the realization that your presence in their life is their biggest source of motivation. With you by their side, they felt stronger, more capable of handling whatever life threw their way. Without you, they feel lost, adrift in a sea of problems with no anchor to keep them steady. They now understand that your support wasn't just comforting, it was essential to their ability to overcome life's challenges. It's clear now, perhaps more than ever, that this person loves you. The time they spent running away, avoiding the connection, was a period of confusion and fear. They weren't running because they didn't care about you, they were running because they were afraid of what it meant to truly let you in. In their time away from you, they've come to realize where their heart and soul truly belong. You were always the one who made them feel at home, even when they couldn't see it clearly themselves. This period of separation has also been a time of healing for them. They've had to confront their past traumas, the emotional pain that kept them from being fully present in the relationship. They've had to work on themselves, to deal with the baggage they carried into this connection, and now, they feel ready to start fresh. They want a new beginning with you, one that is built on honesty, vulnerability, and mutual understanding. This isn't just about picking up where things left off, it's about creating something stronger, something that can stand the test of time. They know it won't be easy to win back your trust or your love, but they are willing to try. They are willing to do whatever it takes, because they've finally realized that you are worth it. The time apart has shown them that no one else can fill the space in their heart that you occupy. They want to make things right, not just for their sake, but for both of you. I thought that by leaving you behind, I was doing both of us a favor. At the time, it seemed like the right decision, even though it felt like the most difficult thing I'd ever had to do. I convinced myself that we'd be better off apart, that distancing myself from you would spare us both pain. But as the days passed, I began to see how deeply wrong I was. I miss you every single day, whether you believe it or not. There's a constant ache in my chest that reminds me of what we had, and no matter how hard I try to ignore it, it's always there. My life, in so many ways, has changed completely since meeting you. I don't know if you've ever felt the same, but you should know how significant our connection was and still is to me. The intensity of what we shared was undeniable from the very start. It wasn't just an attraction, it was something deeper, something that shook me to my core. That intensity was what first drew me to you. It was as if we were meant to meet, as if the universe had put us on the same path for a reason. The way we connected, how easily we understood each other, was both exhilarating and terrifying. In many ways, that intensity became overwhelming. It was beautiful, but at the same time, it scared me. That's why I ran. I couldn't handle it. It felt like I was losing control of myself, like I was drowning in emotions that I wasn't prepared to face. I can still remember the way I felt whenever I looked into your eyes. I could get lost in them, endlessly, without a care for the world around us. Even now, when I look at your photos, I find myself drawn into them, staring at your face as if it holds the answers to all my questions. It's strange, but even when we're apart, I feel this magnetic pull towards you. I can sense you, almost as if there's an invisible thread connecting us, no matter the distance. I've tried to ignore it, to move on and convince myself that I'm imagining things, but the truth is, I feel what you feel. From the very beginning, this connection was so strong that I honestly thought I was going crazy. I didn't understand how it was possible to feel so in tune with another person, someone who wasn't even physically close to me. I regret going silent on you. I know it hurt you, and I think about that decision more than you probably realize. Silence, in a way, was my defense mechanism. I thought that by not reaching out, I could protect myself, and maybe even you. But looking back, I can see that it was the wrong choice. I deprived us both of something special, something rare, by pulling away when I should have held on. It makes me sad to think about the last time we were together, about the opportunities one missed to be there for you, to stand by your side. The longer we're apart, the more I realize that you are my true love. It's not just a fleeting feeling or a romantic fantasy, it's something real. With every passing day, my heart burns for you in ways I can't explain. I've tried to distract myself, to fill the void with other things, but nothing compares to what I had with you. I would do anything to be with you again, to hold you and tell you how much I care. There's a part of me that hopes you still think of me, that maybe you feel the same way, but I don't know for sure. All I can do is hope. Before I met you, I was blind to love. I didn't understand what it really meant to be in love, to feel so deeply for another person. I thought I knew, but I was wrong. You showed me what love truly is, the vulnerability, the joy, the pain, the intensity of it all. And while I may not have been ready for it at the time, I see things much more clearly now. You might not know this, but I paid attention to every little thing you did. I noticed the smallest details, the way you smiled, the sound of your laughter, the way your eyes lit up when you talked about something you were passionate about. Every moment with you was precious, and even though I didn't say it enough, I loved you deeply. I still do. Even now, as I sit here writing this, I can feel the weight of that love in my chest. I don't know if we'll ever get the chance to be together again, but I want you to know that my feelings for you have never wavered. If anything, they've only grown stronger. Maybe one day you'll understand just how much you mean to me, and how much I regret letting you go. Until then, I'll hold on to the hope that, in some way, you'll find your way back to me. I keep having these overwhelming flashbacks of all our past conversations. Every time I think back to them, I'm filled with a deep sense of regret. It's as if I'm constantly reliving all those moments when I had the chance to show you my love and affection, but I blew it. The worst part is realizing that I had everything right in front of me, and yet I acted so foolishly. Instead of being the kind of partner you deserved, I was acting like a player, thinking I had it all figured out. I genuinely thought that by giving you less time and attention, I could somehow charm you even more, as if playing hard to get would make you chase after me. Looking back, it's hard to believe how naive I was. In all of that, I lost sight of who you are. I had forgotten that you're the kind of woman who values commitment, who believes in building something long-lasting and meaningful. You weren't looking for flings or short-term excitement. You always made it clear through your actions, your words, and the way you treated me that you wanted a real relationship. But I was too caught up in my own game to appreciate that. I didn't realize that, for you, love is something deeper and more profound than what I was offering. I feel so embarrassed now when I think about how immature and stupid I was. I didn't just fail you, I failed myself. You were too good for me, and I see that so clearly now. You're the kind of person everyone dreams of being with, loyal, genuine, and honest from the very beginning. You gave me your trust, your love, and your time, and what did I do in return? I took it all for granted, not realizing that something so precious doesn't come around every day. You were sincere in everything you did for me, and instead of rising to meet that sincerity, I hid behind my insecurities and played games. It's painful to admit how badly I messed up, but the truth is, I lied to you. I didn't lie with words, but by hiding my true feelings, by pretending that I didn't care as much as I actually did. I thought that by keeping a distance and holding back, I would somehow maintain control. But in reality, all I did was push you away. I thought I was being smart, but all I was doing was acting out of fear of vulnerability, fear of letting you see how much you really meant to me. Now, I can't help but feel the weight of what I've lost. I became so used to getting your love and attention, almost like I took it for granted that you'd always be there. It's as if I was living in this dream, where your love was constant and unwavering, something I could always count on without having to put in the effort to deserve it. I was blind to the fact that love doesn't work that way. It's not something you can take without giving back. And now that I've lost it, I realize just how much I depended on your love. I see now that I was wrong to think it would always be there, no matter how I acted. I never considered the possibility that you might take your love back, that you might reach a point where you've had enough of my games. I thought that I could keep doing what I was doing, and you'd still stay. But I see now that love has its limits, and when you're not being treated with the respect you deserve, you have every right to walk away. I can't even blame you for it because I know deep down it's my fault. I took you for granted. I assumed that your love was something permanent, but I didn't do my part to nurture it, to keep it alive. It's a bitter lesson to learn, but I know that if I'm ever going to grow from this, I need to take full responsibility. I made the mistake of thinking I could manipulate the situation, that I could control how things played out. But love isn't something you can control. It's something you have to earn, and I didn't do that. I didn't appreciate you the way I should have, and now I'm left with the regret of knowing that I let someone as incredible as you slip away. I'm sorry for everything I put you through. You deserved better, and I wish I could go back and undo all the mistakes I made. But I know I can't. All I can do now is learn from this and hope that one day, I'll be able to grow into the kind of person who truly understands what it means to love and be loved. You taught me that, even if it's too late for us now.